As soon as the film story begins, we see a man coming out of the car. As soon as he comes out of the car, someone attacks him, and he is killed. The daughter of this dying man stands by the door, waiting for her dad. As soon as her dad arrives, she witnesses the murder and sees the killer. Upon seeing this, the killer, whose name is Juku, feels very bad. The scene cuts, and Juku suddenly opens his eyes while sleeping, revealing that this was his dream. Ever since this incident happened to him, it has been recurring in his dreams since that day. That's why he is very disturbed. The scene cuts, and we see a politician named Mitima. He has so much power that he uses his country's military for his own benefit. Although he is not yet president, he is running in the election. Mitima discovers that all the evidence of his black deeds is with Johnny, who used to work for him but is now in danger. He informs the National Security Agency and instructs the senior officer Mo to capture Johnny alive or dead, under any conditions. Mo sends some soldiers to Johnny's house, but they do not find him there. She gets worried and goes to Gemini, who works in their IT department. She tells Gemini that using all the CCTV cameras in the city, she needs Johnny's location right now. She gets busy with her work, and the scene cuts. Finally, we see Johnny, who has a lot of people behind him. He's in a hotel room at the moment and wants Mitima to be behind him. That's why he calls a reporter, an enemy of Mitima, whose career was ruined because of him. On the call, Johnny tells the anchor that if she wants to take revenge on Mitima, this is her chance. He has evidence against him and is sending her some files that she must keep safe with her life. After this, we meet Yugo again, who had gone out with his family. He drops his son off at school and then goes to the market with his wife. This is a happy family. Yugo also returns to work, where we find out that he works at a regular bike repair shop. Here in the office, Gemini traces Johnny's location. As soon as she does, the soldiers head to his hotel to catch him. As soon as Johnny notices the soldiers, he immediately takes his car and flees. The soldiers follow him. They could have shot him but refused, saying they must capture Johnny alive and destroy all the evidence he has. Johnny has come to Yugo at this time because, in the early days, he used to be Johnny's partner. However, the last time he killed a man for Johnny, his daughter witnessed him dying. Since then, Yugo has left all the bad work. In the eyes of the people, his work was wrong, but the truth was that his work was not bad. These people were fighting against Mitima, and because Mitima was in power, they could not speak against him. Yugo is not ready to listen to anything from Johnny. But Johnny tells him that the time has come to complete the mission they started. Yugo clearly refuses, saying that if he does this work, they will target his family. Johnny then insists that this mission is more important than his family, and the people Yugo is worried about are still watching him because they were following Johnny before. Saying this, he hugs Yugo, secretly places a device in his pocket, and tells him that he is Yugo's last hope. Johnny says he is at the last stage and cannot do the work himself, so now Yugo will have to do it. After this, Johnny goes outside, sits in his car, and starts driving fast, with soldiers in pursuit. While Johnny is driving, he reaches a broken bridge. He leaves the car and stands on the bridge. Before the soldiers can ask him any questions, he jumps and dies. Yugo had also witnessed this death at the security agency, and upon seeing it, he is shocked. Sadness clearly wells up in him. Here, it is revealed that although he works in the security agency, he used to collaborate with Johnny's group, and he is greatly saddened by Johnny's death. His leader Mo instructs him to look for Yugo, who has gone to the market. When Yugo does not see his wife there, he calls her and tells her that he is going somewhere for a few days and will return soon. After saying this, he goes to the airport and steals some items from a locker. Here, Gemini traces him and sends soldiers after him. The soldiers arrest him and take him to a room. They were forcibly interrogating him, but then Yugo attacked them and managed to escape. Yugo had now come to his bike shop on foot because he did not want anyone to trace him through his bike. The items he got from the airport were marked on a map. This meant that Yugo had to go there. He now takes a new bike from the shop and starts his journey. At this point, when Jim and I could not trace Yugo, Mo, his leader, kidnapped his family. Although Yugo was with his wife, these people investigated the relationship between Yugo and Johnny. But Yugo's wife did not know anything about his past. When she did not get any information about Yugo, Tima called Mo to his house and told him that if he did not catch Yugo and reveal the truth, what his future plan was and what evidence he had against her, then she would also tell everyone the truth about his father. She showed him some evidence against his father. when there was a conflict between white and black people. Mo's father was secretly supporting the white people, from whom he had received money. Now, in the middle of the night, Yugo called Jim and asked him what the plan for the future was. Why was Johnny not contacting him? In response, Jim told Mo that Johnny was dead. Hearing this, Yugo went crazy with grief because for him, Johnny was like family. Johnny had raised him like a father. At the same time, Jim gave him more bad news: Mo had kidnapped his family. Hearing this, Yugo said that he was coming back immediately. In response, Jim urged him to complete his mission first. I will handle everything here. I will get them out somehow. Returning to his office, the next day Mo received news that Yugo had stolen a bike from his workshop. In this situation, Mo placed an ad in the newspaper about a bike thief. As soon as Yugo stopped to refuel, the owner of the fuel station recognized him. She did not follow Yugo but called the security agency and informed them. On the other hand, at the security agency, Jim and I approached Yugo's wife and told her not to worry. Yugo has sent me, and I will get you out of here. Just after saying this, she came out and discovered that another agent had overheard everything. She went to her boss Mo and told him the truth. The boss ordered Jim and me to be arrested. When the officers were taking us away, Jim and I broke our handcuffs and attacked them on the way. He arrived at Yugo's wife's room and said, "Run after me quickly." "No, you will stay here." While running, he brought Yugo's wife to a terrace where there was no way to go down. It was an under-construction area where Jim and I moved and urged Yugo's wife to do the same. She was scared, but if she didn't move, she would still be killed. So she moved in fear. But because she didn't move properly, she slipped down. Jim and I tried to save her, but she was killed. On the other hand, many soldiers were stationed to catch Yugo. Yugo had seen this from a distance and knew that these soldiers had been sent after him. He did not turn his bike and neither did he stop. Instead, he came from a distance, noticed an oil container, and shot it. As a result, there was a massive explosion, scattering all the soldiers. In this situation, Yugo took the opportunity to escape. Tiger, the head of this mission who had to catch Yugo at any cost, was now following him in a helicopter. Yugo stopped his bike, and as soon as the helicopter approached him, he fired at it repeatedly, damaging it. He then took his bike and continued on. As evening came, he had to stop somewhere. He hid his bike in the bushes and started looking for a place to stay. Then, he saw a helicopter from a distance and realized that Tiger's men, the soldiers, were resting nearby. For the time being, he remained quiet, but at night, he attacked as soon as he got the chance, killing all the soldiers present. After killing all the soldiers, the only one left was Tiger, the leader, who woke up upon hearing the noise. Here, the fight began between him and Yugo. At first, Yugo gained the upper hand, but then there came a moment when Tiger overpowered him. So much so that Tiger stabbed him in the stomach and injured him. But Yugo refused to accept defeat. He regained control and, with all his strength, picked up Tiger and threw him away. Now injured, he did not kill Tiger but left him behind and rushed toward the helicopter. At gunpoint, he forced the pilot to fly away. When he had to land, he stopped the helicopter at a distance and thanked the pilot for letting him go. He was so injured that he could not even walk. After walking for a while, he fell unconscious. The nearby people picked him up from the bushes and took him with them. Actually, these people were also from his group, who were treating him. 1 or 2 days later, Yugo recovered completely. Then these people took him to a special place where some items had been prepared for him. After digging at that location, when he took the items out, he found a safe that contained a lot of money and other information for the mission. It also had evidence against Matima. After gathering all these items, the villagers gave him a message, saying, "Go and complete your mission." He was moving forward with the mission when he received a call from Jimnai. Actually, Mo was speaking to him on Jimnai's phone. He threatened him, saying that whatever evidence he had, he should hand it over. He silenced Mo and asked, "Where is my wife?" Mo replied that his wife was dead. Hearing this, he ended the call in anger. Now Yugo contacted the man with whom Johnny had asked him to meet, the same reporter whose life Matima had ruined. He called the reporter to meet him and provided him with all the evidence, saying that before exposing all this evidence, he would need to help him. "You will have to save my son." The reporter agreed to this. The anchor first gathered information about Jimnai, and then all these people went to Jimnai's house. There, Yugo said, I trusted you, but you didn't take care of my family. In response, she said, it's not like that, Yugo. I tried my best, but at that time, the situation was out of my hands. He also knew that it was not Jimnai's fault. He said, okay, listen to me. Now I have to save my son at any cost. Find out where he is. Jimnai searched and discovered that Yugo's son was at Matima's house. Under the cover of night, Yugo reached Matima's house to rescue his daughter. He encountered many security officers outside and quietly and calmly dispatched them. Afterward, he entered the house. From behind, he struck Matima on the head with the butt of his gun, rendering him unconscious. When Matima regained consciousness, Yugo asked, tell me where my son is. Before he could act against Matima, Matima threatened him, if I get a scratch, your son will be killed. Yugo ignored him and called Mo from his phone, instructing Matima to tell Mo to bring his son there quickly. At that moment, Matima was tied up, so he had no strength. He told Mo to comply with Yugo's request. While they were waiting for Yugo's son, Matima tried to bargain for his own safety. She was eager to leave him alive. But Yugo said, no, I will not be sold by a person like you. You betrayed your own people. And because of you, so many people like us are starving to death. Suddenly, they heard the sound of gunfire from outside. Yugo realized that Matima had tricked him. He had summoned a lot of soldiers here. The soldiers were still being led by a soldier named Tiger, whom Yugo had previously spared. Yugo himself was a trained commander. He had been trained to fight multiple adversaries from the beginning. Without wasting time, he took his gun in hand and kept killing everyone. Finally, only Tiger remained. Now, to confront Tiger, Yugo discarded his weapons. And so did Tiger. Both of them fought fiercely. Yugo was just about to kill Tiger when Mo showed up with her son. Holding her son at gunpoint, Yugo threatened Tiger. Give me all those documents that you have. Otherwise, I will shoot your son. As soon as he heard his son's name, Tiger raised his hands. Hearing this, Yugo said, I don't have the documents anymore. They will be revealed to the whole world tomorrow. During their argument, Matima had also emerged, having been left behind by the soldiers. He said to Mo, come on, kill Yugo. If you want to prove that your father was not a thief. Mo already knew that if Matima's wrongdoings came to light tomorrow, he would end up in jail anyway. So it was better for her to kill Matima today rather than tomorrow. She shot Matima right there. Now Matima was dead in front of Yugo. And Yugo knew many more secrets about him. That's why Mo stepped forward to kill Yugo as well. But before she could pull the trigger, the sound of a powerful bullet rang out. It became clear that Mo was dead. And no one else had shot her. Instead, it was Jimnai who had arrived just in time. Tiger, who was standing firmly, was about to shoot Yugo. But Jimnai shot him and killed him instead. All the bad people, all the corrupt individuals, were eliminated here. Then Yugo took Jimnai and his son away. The next day, it was reported that all the evidence against Matima had made headlines. Everyone now knew the truth about Matima. That's why no one lamented her death. As Yugo was moving to another city with his son, he still carried the memory of his beloved wife with him. In this entire incident, he felt only sadness over the loss of his wife. With this, the story concludes.